But my guest this weekend shot to fame as winner of the X Factor back in 2010 and has gone on to achieve critical acclaim both for his music and for his work on the stage in the West End. Matt Cardle is starring in Strictly Ballroom at the Piccadilly Theatre. I actually went along to see it last week, and as I told Matt when we called up earlier, I absolutely loved it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's, well, like, it's such a fun show. It's absolutely hilarious as well, which is something that really kind of took me by surprise the first time I saw it, was just how funny, the whole thing is. Obviously, Baz Luhrmann's a genius, and the film, Strictly Ballroom, is now kind of reached cult status. But the way Drew Maconey has wound it onto the stage is just a thing to behold. It blows my mind every night, even from the inside out.
And for those who don't know the story, it's essentially about a ballroom dancer who gets in trouble for, I guess, daring to dance his own steps.
That's right, yeah. It's wound in with so much comedy and genius choreography, and at the core it's classic musical theatre. It really, really is, with a beautiful love story. There's the story of underdogs and overthrowing oppression, and it's a really just such a clever show. And my role as Wally Strand is essentially, the host of, you come to the Piccadilly Theatre and I am your host, and I will be talking you through, what exactly we're doing for the evening and what you'll be seeing, and narrating the thing and comparing the evening, and just being in with the audience in on this fabulous kind of fabulously ridiculous show. And it's absolutely hilarious, and it's so amazing to be able to cross the fourth wall and to be in on it with the audience. It's absolutely brilliant.
And tell me, Matt, just assure me that you don't wear that red suit out in public.
No, I nearly did when we walked to Café de Paris to go and film a little video, but no, I don't wear it out in public.
Now, look, I saw it a few weeks ago with Will Young in the role, and obviously now I've seen it with you. How is it taking over from someone like him, who was doing a great job in it, and then putting your own stamp on it?
It's very intimidating. Will is such a talent. He was so brilliant as Wally, and he's got such a distinctive voice that I was wondering how the hell I was going to put my stamp on it. But I'm getting there with it, slowly but surely.
Because the musical theatre thing, let's be fair, that's not really your main role in life, or hasn't been up till now. So is it nerve-wracking?
It is, but after my third album came out in 2013, and I stepped into the West End for the first time in 2015. I absolutely fell in love with it. Fell in love with the West End, fell in love with acting, and never thought it was something that I'd be able to do. And, that kind of changed very quickly. Took some time out to write my fourth album, which is out now. It's, returning. I feel a lot more comfortable this time around. I feel a lot less apologetic about, coming from my kind of pop career into the West End, which I know isn't too favoured by people in the West End. I can see why, but I think I've proved myself now.
I just wonder how difficult it is, because clearly you've stood on a stage in front of thousands of people and performed your songs, and that requires some movement, and you've got to know the words and all that malarkey. This, though, as you say, you've got the choreography to go with it, and it's hard to explain, but you're kind of moving in and out of the main stage show, as it were, at times.
Yeah, and this is why it was so difficult to get my head around at the start, because I wasn't able to get on the stage and get in amongst the scenes, because obviously the show was going on, and there's another show at the theatre during the daytime, so I had to do all this kind of in my mind and up in the piano bar, and so I was really kind of rehearsing all that traffic as I was in the show, and you've seen it. It's a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's kind of keeping up with what's going on. And everybody does it so seamlessly. And also, the other thing, I guess, which might be tricky, is that everybody who's in the cast, or I think pretty much everybody who was in the cast on Wednesday night, were the same people that were in it when I saw it a few weeks ago. So they've all kind of had time to bond and get to know each other, and you're the newbie.
Absolutely, but I mean, I'll say it again. They are just the most lovely bunch. Honestly, they really are so talented, so wonderful, and just have welcomed me, with open arms. And it's so important that that is, the case. Otherwise, it can be very, very intimidating.
And I gather on Wednesday night as well. I didn't see her myself, but I'm told that Beverly Knight was there watching you on Wednesday night as well. And she, of course, has been a great support because she was with you in the West End back in 2015.
Yes, she was, and she's a great friend, Beverly, and she's just been this beacon of love and support for me ever since we started working together. And yeah, she was there in the crowd cheering me on, so I just want to thank her for being an angel.
What about the numbers, the records that you've got in that particular show? Because there are so many familiar tracks, and you give each of them a certain spin. And I love Cyndi Lauper's song "Time After Time." I think it's a brilliant tune. And then you give it your own interpretation. What are the ones you like doing?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Time After Time is my favourite song in the show. It's just my favourite point of the show as well, But Slave to the Rhythm, Dancing on My Own, Sugar Sugar, I mean, there are so many, Dancing in the Street, I Want to Dance with Somebody, there's so many classic, iconic tunes wound in just so cleverly.
Yeah, do go and see it if you get the chance, because it is brilliant. Now, alongside the stage work, let's talk a bit about the music career, because, as you mentioned, you had a new album out earlier this year.
I did. It's called Time to Be Alive. It's out now. The first single, Desire, went down brilliantly, and the latest one, I'm Not Letting Go Yet.
What are your favourite tracks on there? Because I like Hallelujah.
Thank you. You could give it a spin if you like. It's Hallelujah is one of the first tracks I wrote after I came out of rehab, actually, and it's a love song, but it's a love song. I mean, I wrote that song about Valium. If I'm brutally honest, that's what the song is about. But it can be interpreted any which way. It's a love song. I happen to write a love song about something that saved me, seemingly, yet at the same time was about to kill me. It was a very, very interesting and dark time in my life. But coming out the other side of that, I knew that this is what I was going to be writing my album about, and this experience is what was going to fill my new record. But because I left a gap between, actually coming out of rehab and starting to write about it properly, I was able to reflect and write about it in a way that is uplifting and is positive. And I think Hallelujah is a great example of how to turn something really quite dark and dangerous into something very uplifting and kind of universal. You'd hear that song and it's a love song, and and I'm sure everybody interprets it that way, and it because it is a love song.
Did you always know then that you would get through this very tough time in your life? Was there always something that kept you going?
I mean, yeah, friends and family obviously keep you going, and it's look, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that doesn't suffer from mental health issues in one way or another. And I think the more that it's being spoken about, the more that it's that it's not a taboo. It's never really been a taboo, but I just think it's nice that people are talking about it more and more, because I think everybody suffers with it. And I mean everybody. The world is a big, scary place at times, and it freaks people out, and that's what, people's brains aren't balanced across the board, it's just how it is. And I think the more we speak about things, the more we will, we'll be able to, pull together and deal with it, and the more, the more we can help each other, the more people talk about things, which is another reason why I've been so candid and open and honest about my experiences with my mental health issues and things like that. And I don't disagree at all with people just being open about it. I think that be open about it.
The other thing that's brilliant for you is that I put a little tweet on Wednesday night to say how much I like the show, and all of a sudden my Twitter feed was going mad because you've got so many fans and followers on Twitter who love you, don't they?
Look, I mean, I want to thank them every opportunity. I want to thank my fans for being so amazing, because they are amazing.
Yeah. X Factor seems like such a long time ago. It's back on the telly soon. It's got Robbie Williams and his wife on the panel this time. That programme's kind of been declining in audience over the years. We at home still, because I've got young children as well, they still watch it each year. Is it almost time for a bit of a break from it, or do you think, well, good luck to you as long as you can keep going with it?
Oh, I mean, I think both of those things that you just said. I think best of luck with this year, Simon, and the show. And I think the shake-up seems really interesting. I hope that it works out. Um, I also think if you ate spaghetti bolognese every day, you'd get a bit sick of it. So I love spaghetti
Don't
bolognese.
come to my house. Don't come to my house because that's all you'll get. But that's just my cooking.
But I think if it disappeared for a year, I think it would give us a chance to miss it.
Yeah, okay, so maybe less spaghetti bolognese for a while would be good. And what about you personally? Because you've got this run finally in the West End. You're doing brilliant on that. You've got the album out at the moment as well.
Thank you.
Then, do you just kind of take it sort of step by step now?
Yeah, absolutely. I take each day as it comes. I take each project as it falls for me. I think everything happens for a reason, and I will continue to be that way.
All right, Matt Cardle is in Strictly Ballroom at the Piccadilly Theatre. Tickets from £15 at strictlyballroomthemusical.com. And it's been brilliant to catch up with you today. We're going to play Hallelujah. This is Matt Cardle now.
Thank you so much.
Taken from his latest album, it's a great track. Indeed, the whole album is brilliant. It's Hallelujah, and thanks to Matt Cardle. Next week...